We are talking the latest Detroit Lions news for you folks today, and in this video, we are breaking it all down. Their power rankings out. Where are the Lions at? They did rise. We're going to talk about that. The Lions signed a quarterback. Talk about that player, what he brings to the football team. Jared Goff gets some love. And we're going to be talking about mock draft that came out, and I really like it. But before we get into today's video, if you are a fan of Victory Monday after a victory on Sunday, and you are ready to hear some good love, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And last 4 out of 5 weeks, we have had that. Also, take that like button with you and give that love to it. Let's get into today's Lions news. Speaking about love, how about we give some to our quarterback, Jared Goff, as he is the Lions nominee for Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. Freaking outstanding. I absolutely love it. Guy going out of his way to help out in the community. That's what it's all about. Hopefully he can win it. You guys should vote on that. Also, more love towards our quarterback, Jared Goff, as he is nominated for FedEx Air Player of the Week. Vote, 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 folks. We need to give this man the guy to be the FedEx Air Player of the Week. Why? Because he did really good for the Detroit Lions versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was amazing, killing it on target, deep pass as well to DJ Chark, winning the game, scoring on every single position. Show some love to our quarterback, and let's get this guy to be the guy for this week. You know, he is generally kind of, not thrown away in the media, but he's definitely not recognized as a quarterback, and I would love for him to get some recognition for that for sure. Folks, who is going to win the game on Sunday? Huge game, NFC North showdown, Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, playoffs on the lines for the Lions, and reputation as well. Let me know in the comment section, who do you got winning? Put L for Lions, V for Vikings. If an ad break does happen, you can easily take that second to vote on this. We're going to talk about Lions mock draft, and I gotta say, I really did like this mock draft. It is from All Lions, Fan Nation. This is something that they always do, and I always like to check it out. Now, with the 4th pick in their mock draft, they got my number 1 prospect in this year's draft. Jalen Carter, defensive tackle out of Georgia. I've talked about him endlessly, but I'm telling you guys right now, he is the stud that would make this defense much, much better. He is a werewolf upon this defensive line. Very good. I've liked him, and if the Lions could get him in this year's draft, I will be giddy. Imagine him, Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, oh my God, and whoever else is on this defensive line, and that's for the next player that they pick, because apparently they want defensive line, and it's hard not to blame them. They take Jared Verse edge out of Florida State to beef up that defensive line, to have one of the most dominating defensive lines in football. Can you argue? You look at the Lions' offensive line, dominating. Why not get a ridiculous defensive line? Joshua Pascal, Aiden Hutchinson, Jalen Carter, Aleem McNeil. We don't know what's going on, Levi. But then you got the Amon-Ra brothers. Oh my God, that would be ridiculous. It would give you vibes of Ndamukong Suh and Nick Fairley. And you ask, who is Jared Verse? Well, here is Jared Verse. Edge, obviously, Florida State sophomore, 6'4", 250 pounds, 40 time, 4.59 seconds. Oh my God, hand size 9 6/8, arms 32 6/8 span, age 22 years old. Jared Verse is versatile. He really is. You look at his stats this past year, folks, and it's pretty good if you ask me. It is pretty good if you ask me. 19 solo tackles, 7.5 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions. Jared Verse, in his first season at Florida State, has quickly shown that he was a talent to play the level. Verse is quick with the first step, and he beat defenders first year and second year. He just grows. Running plays downfield. He's unstoppable motor. Most impressive thing is how he uses athleticism to play the run when he plays the read option. Guess what, folks? And that is an issue that we have had. He stays square with the line of scrimmage, positional play to the running back and the quarterback as a pass rusher. Versus first step allows him to get around the edge, the offensive line, and he can turn the corner and get to the quarterback. I would like to get a corner in this year's draft, but you're not going to hear me complain if we got a Jared Verse or an edge rusher like a Murphy. I think that would be ridiculous. I think the Lions, if they wanted to go this route, I'm not going to argue with it, because you can make a absolutely dominating trenches for both sides of the football, and we've seen this year that you win in the trenches. You absolutely do. And if you want to get the best out of everybody, you build an absolutely dominating defensive line. And I gotta say this. Wouldn't you like to see, if Karen Rodgers is still here, him getting beat up 24/7? Wouldn't you like to see Justin Fields get beat up, Kirk Cousins get owned? I would. I definitely would. That's what I would like to see. I would love to see it. I would love to see that dominating defensive line that we used to have, and that's grit. That's grit. So I'm not going to argue with this. If this happened, that's called an A+ mock draft, if you ask me. I have no problem in it. Jalen Carter is the stud that I would love to have. Folks, we're going to get into power rankings here right now. But where do you rank the Detroit Lions in your power rankings? 1 through 32. 1 if you think they're the best team in the NFL. 32 if you think they are booty cheeks like the Houston Texans. Let me know in the comment section where you have them ranked, because we're going to get into it right now. This is what we got for the big media here. Athletics got them 15, previously 19, so a little bit average. Yahoo Sports got them middle of the pack, previous 20. Love it, NFL.com, 17, previous 20. Ringer, 18, previous 19. USA Today, 18, previous 21. CBS Sports, 19, previous 22. Now, ESPN has been pretty much dog on the Lions all season long. They go to 20 from 23. Monday Morning Quarterback, 20 from 26, so a big jump for them. Sporting News, 22 from 24. So there's still a little bit of media out there that really don't believe in the Lions, but if you look across the board, the general consensus is, I agree, the Detroit Lions have taken a massive step this year from last year. That's what I take from it, and they're getting better every single game, winning 4 of the last 5. That's amazing. Let's make 5 of the last 6. Let's go ahead, and you want these mock drafts to jump up on steroids? You win Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. If they get that win, you're going to see a massive jump. And I do like to see what media thinks of the Lions. Not saying like I really generally care, like, oh, I care what they think, but I like to see what they think of the team, because I know what I believe in the team, but I want to know what they think as well. Folks, the Detroit Lions did make a signing yesterday and a quarterback that we added to the practice squad. If you don't remember, the Detroit Lions' greatest quarterback of all time, Tim Boyle, was signed by the Chicago Bears, which is hilarious. Look, I have no beef with Tim Boyle. Happy he's not on this team, though. So the Detroit Lions made a move signing a quarterback to the practice squad. We signed quarterback Joshua Dobbs, formerly of the Cleveland Browns and other teams as well. He is a 6'3 quarterback, 216 hand size, 9 1/4. He's got big old hands. You know what that means. Draft pick, he was in the 4th round of 2017 draft out of Tennessee. He's 27 years old. And you look at his stats here, it's like, yeah, there's nothing in your career stats. He's been a backup or a practice squatter his whole career. 45 total yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, QBR of 39.1. I don't believe this is the reason why they signed him. They signed him, and I think it's actually really smart. Generally, when you think of practice squatter, they get quarterbacks who you potentially could face. That's what they use him for. And guess what he is? He is a mobile dual threat quarterback. That's what he is. He's very good with his legs. So the Detroit Lions could be signing this guy to help out, the scouting for the scout team for teams that we got to face, like a Justin Fields and going so forth, because we've been absolutely abysmal in stopping mobile quarterbacks, and I would like to get better. So I think Joshua Dobbs definitely helped that. And I love the idea of signing a mobile quarterback, dual threat quarterback. I do. Get something a little bit different from the norm that we have. We have standalone pocket quarterbacks. Let's get a mobile quarterback in there. It helps out the team, I think, in many different facets, and that's something that I can appreciate from an offensive perspective as well as a defensive perspective to plan against these type of quarterbacks, to understand that we will be facing quarterbacks that can beat you with their legs, and we got to be able to set up the defense for those situations, for quarterbacks that can beat you with their legs. So I have no problem with them signing this guy. I don't think he's obviously, some game record, game changer, anything like that. But right now, I'll take it for a practice squatter. I love the concept of that. And Detroit Lions thinking outside the box. You got to appreciate Brad Holmes and what he has done, and he continues to cycle through players. That's what you want a general manager to do. I love what he's doing, folks. In the upcoming videos, we got the Lions versus Vikings breakdown, analysis, and prediction video that will be tomorrow. Get ready for that. The One Pride podcast on Thursday, 4 p.m. Friday, video, news, Saturday potentially, but the live watch party on Sunday, Detroit Lions versus Minnesota Vikings. Going to be a fun show. With that said, folks, adios.